What's up guys, Adrian Amaral with 911 Gadgets. In today's video we're going to be replacing the screen in a Samsung Galaxy S21, just the regular. I thought I had already done this video, so I kind of started already. So just be sure you like this video, subscribe, and if you haven't joined our team, go to 911gadgets.com/cell phone repair training. Get that 5-day curriculum and you'll get access to our sources, our group, all that stuff. You won't regret it. We'll see you guys in there. Alright guys, so this is going to be a screen only without the frame repair. Here's the screen, how thin it is. And the back is not glass, so when you heat it up you have to be a little careful not to overheat it because it will start wrinkling up and bulging up and stuff. You're going to get your special pick that we have in our toolkit found in the description below. Because you cannot use, well actually for this, since it's not glass, you can use whatever, just be careful, but we have our special pick for the glass so you don't break it. So we're going to go all around here. It gets a little tricky when it comes to right here where the flash is, so there's kind of quite a bit of adhesive on there. So once you take that off, you already know what to do. Go start removing all these screws. When I look at the screen, I see that there's a connector here. So we're going to just go ahead and install this in and see what it looks like. Alright guys, so we've got these screws out of the way. Let's see, I hope I've got all the ones we need to take out. We want to undo the battery first, because this phone is still on. You can't touch it or anything. So let's be careful here. Okay, so battery is right there. That's the battery right here. See, now it's off. Now I feel a little bit safer touching the rest of these components. There's a cable here for the wireless charging pad, and it goes connected to the motherboard, so you're gonna unplug that as well. There it is. Now this pad, that's the reason why I heated it up a little bit, because I know it's stuck to here, which I think we can just leave that on there and go in from this plastic. Okay, so we're gonna try to take this plastic out. And there it is. Carefully. Carefully pry this plastic open. There it is. And beautiful. So notice we didn't need to take these top ones out. And the only reason we took this off is because we needed to get to that battery. I was trying to cheat my way through and just removing the bottom, but I realized the phone was still on. And even if it wasn't on, you still want to maybe unplug the battery unless you really want to risk it, you know. So yeah, so you get to the battery here, then we've got the LCD connector as we see right there, okay? So we're going to go ahead and unplug the LCD connector. Make sure the battery is unplugged. There you go. So that's it. So my favorite part, I mean, I love doing these without the frame because this is all you have to do, but a lot of you guys prefer doing with frame for some reason. You want to transfer all the small parts and all that stuff. To me, it's just more tedious to do it that way. But again, sometimes you want to do it with the frame if the screen was still working, because you can have a cracked screen here and it still works, touches everywhere, no blemishes or anything, just cracked, and you can resell it for some money to the suppliers, right? And if you want to learn where to sell your screens to, get our curriculum. You'll get all our sources right there. 911gadgets.com/cell phone repair training. For instance, we have this Galaxy S9. It says good OLED, but it has some burn-in. I'm selling it right now for $100. Somebody needs a working phone. That's all they need. So that's when they come in hand, and that's when you want to replace it with the frame, because as you're gonna see, when you do LCD only or OLED only, you're gonna really break this super bad. It's gonna go, you're gonna just dismantle it. So here we go. We're gonna really heat this up. I'm actually gonna put my gloves on for this one because we're gonna heat it up pretty well because it's very shattered. I want to make sure that we get all that glass. One thing that you guys want to do before you even order your replacement part is you want to inspect the customer's screen or the frame, because if it has a bunch of dents like I see up here, you know, you're gonna work harder to try to shave them off so that you can put the new screen on there. So it's not too bad, but you do want to check those before ordering the screen, because in that case you can just order the one with the frame, and it'll take care of those dents. So here we go. This is the part that people hate doing. There it is. So you get behind that OLED, heat it up some more. You see, this screen is no longer usable at all. We just split the OLED panel, the digitizer panel, it's all split already, and this will no longer work. That's why they pay pretty good money for these screens. If you take them, if they're just cracked, and they're gonna refurbish them. But now they wouldn't pay you anything because it's it's completely done. Okay, now you want to be careful. There might be some other components in here, but I don't think so. That's for the fingerprint sensor. Ah, it's hot. Okay, so there you go. And there you go. And just like that. You see, this is no longer bueno. It's gone. So they pay up to $100 for these, you know? And so, trash it. Unless you want to check it out. I have my customer right here watching me do this work. What do you think about this so far, Chris?
It's interesting.
Interesting stuff.
Very interesting.
All right, guys. So let's clean this up just a little bit. And if those corners are pretty dinged up, then we're gonna shave them off. So that's what you guys want to talk to your client about. You guys want to be careful right here. Don't tear that, all right? All right, guys, so I'm guessing this is what people think is tedious, cleaning this up. In this case, it was pretty shattered, so there was a lot more like shards and stuff like that. But I think this is 10 times better, less of a risk, actually, than swapping all these parts and damaging them on accident, stuff like that. So to each their own. People like this method, others like the frame method. So all right, so I think we're pretty good here. The frame, I'm gonna just shave off just a piece because you can see here there is a little bit of frame damage on this corner. I'm gonna check the other corners. All right, we're gonna clean this up a little bit with some alcohol. Now the fun part, we have this. Careful, careful. All right, this doesn't have adhesive, so we're going to, this has some here. And guys, Samsungs usually come with a pre-cut adhesive. I didn't see it in the box until after, so I ended up just using dual-sided tape with some B7000, which even with that pre-cut adhesive, I still use some B7000. That's about it. So we're gonna go ahead and use a combination of double-sided tape along with some B7000. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and just install the screen now. I'm going to take this off just so it can let me line it up better, because it's in the way. Make sure it sits in that frame properly. And if it's not sitting, do not press it because you will break your new screen. And once you're done, you can clamp it up. So for now, we're just gonna put stuff back together, turn it on, make sure it's powering, everything's good, and then you're set to go. So here's this, gently plug it into the screen. There you go. And let's plug this in. Can't see, but make sure these lumps are gone. The old glue. Alright. There it is. Oh, came loose. There you go. Batteries next. There it is. Let's turn it on, guys, real quick before we put all these screws back on and we find out that it didn't turn on. And there you go. So far, so good. I will go ahead and start installing these screws. Alright guys, now that the screws are all there, there's still some adhesive on this old back glass, or back cover I should say in this case. However, I'm going to add some glue to it just to be safe that it's going to stay on. Alright guys, so we got some B7000. We're going to reheat the old adhesive as well. Just a little bit. And there's some here also still. I bet you missed that. You missed touching it like.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. It had only been 2 days, but.
Okay, guys, we're gonna go ahead and clamp it up and let it sit for about 5 minutes or so, or less. Not too much. It'll be okay. So this is doing both back and front glass. So, but there you guys are. The phone is working. Everything looks good. Now, I didn't test this screen. You guys at home or at your shops, you want to test the screen because sometimes they do come defective. It also depends on where you get the screens from. I have a lot of faith in my sources, and I've come a long way since when I first started. I used to get so many defective screens. I think this whole year I've only had about 1 or 2 defective units. But yeah, you do want to test it. They sell some extender cables where you can just plug it into the screen and then you can just run the cable over to the phone. You can test it that way. But yeah, make sure you test it. In this case, it was fine. And so yeah, this is how you replace the screen on a Samsung Galaxy S21. And this is OLED only, no frame. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope it helped you. Please leave me a comment, a like, and we'll see you guys on the next video.